So we talk about manipulating the weapon system on the AR platform. It basically all comes down to your charging handle. So whether you're just seating around, you're clearing a malfunction, it's pretty essential. If this goes down, charging handle fails, whether it's mil spec or something else, right, you're pretty much done for the day. You need to replace that. There's just too many parts of your manual arms that kind of rotate and circulate through that. So what we've been checking out for the past couple of weeks really are these charging handles. They're the Deadlock from Sentry manufacturing. Those guys were kind enough to send out one of their CQB and one of their patrol models. So what that means in layman's terms is small latch or large latch. What separates this from some other offerings on the market actually is they have a really cool concept to prevent snagging on kit that could dislodge your charging handle and do one of those guys, where then when you go to present your firearm, you're going to get a click instead of a bang. Yeah. So what they've developed,
slightly out of battery maybe.
Yep. What they've developed is they actually have a button at the rear of the charging handle. So when you go to index it, you have to press down on the button with your thumb, and then it'll disengage the lock, Deadlock, hence the name, right? Where you can go ahead and start working that charging handle. The cool piece to that, even a step further, is it does include a set pin. So you can hammer it in like I have to take that button out of play, and it works just as a normal charging handle would. Okay. Or Josh has left the pin out to run it with the button in place so it'll lock itself closed, and you're not going to snag it on kit, whether that's Somali webbing or if you're walking through the woods or something, whatever have you. Pretty nice charging handle, 7075 aircraft grade aluminum, which is I think an industry standard when you're looking at aftermarket charging handles for some of the brand names that we all know, especially talk about ambi controls and things. For me personally, on all of my guns for the most part, I'm running an ambi charging handle. Things like working it for racking around, if it's a malfunction clearance drill, or if you guys have seen some of the videos from guys like Will Petty, where they're working around a vehicle, disabled shooter drills, and you have to pin the weapon with your body weight, and you only have one hand to manipulate the weapon. You want to make sure that both hands are accessible on both sides to be able to work that, drop that, loose round out, whatever the case may be. So I always run ambi controls. I've really liked this so far. What have you thought about it?
I like it. It's a similar form factor. I have the smaller one to the Geisley Airborne line of charging handles. It's very similar. They raised it to the receiver. It feels good. They have teeth to it, but my immediate interest was going to be gas mitigation when shooting suppressed. And in the footage I'll be inserting of the first outing I took this on, I put it on my Mark 18 with full power ammo to kind of just be the immediate test on gas. Like every time I shoot that gun, I can't not think about gas, no matter what different charging handles I use. It's always a thing. So I used that on a full day outing last month, and then a 3-gun practice. So I was doing some pretty quick doubles. It was a super humid, kind of rainy night, so I could see all the gas, but it wasn't hitting me in the face. I was really impressed shooting the Mark 18, and I didn't think about gas once. So that was the immediate sustain. And then besides that, I have seen a lot of times the malfunction I've seen that is caused by charging handle engagement has happened with people's slings patrolling, or if you're running around, the sling could wrap around here, or if it's on your stock, if your sling is super loose, I've seen guys wrap their slings around and go to shoot or
induce a malfunction,
and it just pulls your bolt back just that little bit, and then it goes forward, but it's not enough usually to seat that. If you already have rounds in the mag or whatever, it might not seat all the way forward. So there's not
cool design.
Yeah, it's a cool design. There's no other way I think you could have done this right, and I think they did a really good job with it. And you'll see, I'll put a side-by-side of our B-roll, what it looks like. It sticks out, what would you say, like 1/8 of an inch?
Yeah, maybe an eighth at most, yeah.
And it's naturally, they textured it a little bit, but it lands naturally where your thumb always lands.
Yeah.
We'll go to range footage here in a second, running some drills using this charging handle, but it's pretty natural. It took me 5 minutes of dry fire to get a feel for it, and then I've been rocking it. So I wanted to give it a chance. It's kind of the main reason you would buy this charging handle, especially at the price point that it's at, for this feature. If you're gonna put a pin to it.
Yep. I've liked having the pin in it. I didn't have problems dry firing it either.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a very natural indexing point with your thumb to go ahead and rack that charging handle. So I was good with it. I just wanted us to get one perspective and two perspective. I know you touched on the finish and the grip. I actually really like the texture. It's not overly aggressive.
It's very similar to what Geisley does.
Yep. You're going to get a good purchase, whether that's with bare hands or gloves, whatever have you. It's not going to tear your hands up like some companies will. And the lockup on this, you know, I know they built this in mil-spec tolerances. The lockup on this is, it's a little loose. It does rattle a little bit, which is one of my only really gripes with this. But what I will say is running drills with this today and everything, we didn't see any movement out of the charging handle where with some of the other brands that you know are out there. We had a couple guys running different ones that you're actually seeing that charging handle come loose or cycle backwards sometimes because it's not engaging, because it might be a little bit dirty or something, or maybe it's just out of spec. Certainly not the case here. These are really, really
especially
nicely
because
done.
it locks.
Yep.
You know, like mine's locking it, and there's nothing going to unlock that unless it's getting pressed too.
Yeah,
so
and even
it's reassuring.
Even mine with it pinned, I didn't have any of those issues either.
Yeah.
So it's a great solution. I think those guys did some outstanding research and development work to put this together. And you know, like I said, you need to have a good one to run a reliable weapon system. So good quality charging handle. This is Sentry manufacturing. This is their Deadlock. We really, really like it. And if you guys are looking to upgrade, not a bad choice.
Up.